live. All right. Hello and good day, Welcome to the Super Good Camping Podcast. My name is Tim, and I'm riding solo today. We're from supergoodcamping.com. We're here because we're on a mission to inspire other people to get outside and enjoy camping adventures such as we have as a family. We're broadcasting live stream from the Hamilton Adventure Expo here on Saturday, January 24th, 2026. And we have Marty Morissette. Ready to say any more? I don't think so. Hey, thanks for coming out. I only managed to catch the back half of your presentation. It was great. You inspired all the time.
That was the goal. The whole presentation is, to me, when I was trying to craft it. There's many ways to do presentations, and I first I've always tried to bring to my content, my speaking and stuff, the concept of what did the outdoor bring to me in my life, and how did I came to bring as a regular Joe that's got a wife, kids, that's got a job, and how can it be very much a part of my lifestyle? So the talk I did is essentially a love story of my outdoor evolution since I'm 9 years old and started with all the crazy cool opportunities. Hopefully that will inspire someone to just kind of carve their out in that way, because we're kind of, outdoor adventures, we're all rescued by the outdoors.
Oh, absolutely.
For many different reasons. And that's always been my goal, is to get people out and whatever capacity that is for.
Yeah, no, I'm 100%. I can't put my brain in a place that the outdoors isn't better for you than whatever the hell you're doing for that.
For sure. Well, it's a great teacher. It's a great equalizer. It levels out the playing field for everybody. It removes all ego. And if you do bring the ego into it, you suffer from it. So it's just a great equalizer.
Yeah, removes ego. That's a very apt thing.
Stay humble out there.
So, a bit of a side note. I've been following you forever on social media. We've had a chat. We've run into each other in real life before, which is such a cool thing. I can say personally, as a content creator, you feel like you know people, but until you actually go up and give that hug, you know what I mean? So it's such a cool thing. Something I have noticed is that things got quiet for you for a while, or at least, I don't know, algorithm, I don't know, but I didn't see much coming from you for a while, and then I noticed you sort of popped your head back up again recently. Story behind that?
Unless creating content is a crazy game. It's a crazy game, right? And most people have there's a lifespan to that. Most people reach it in any different, speed, any different version of it. But for me, I hung there probably 5 years really intensively, I would say. I gave it all. And that equated to, because I've done the math before, over 5 years, I've worked minimum of 20 hours a week of hard work sitting at my computer. That's not thinking all the times about the trips. I'm thinking about it when I'm mowing the lawn, for example, or I'm running, or whatever it is that I'm doing. I'm talking like just the 20 hours of hard work on a computer. And that's about 5,000 hours in 5 years. That's on top of I do a great job, the kids, there's a lot of things. And, as you may have caught, depending where you joined in the speaking that I did earlier, I became a father. I was 23 at the time. I had 2 kids over a year by the time I was 24. And ever since then, I probably averaged, 60 to 70 hour work weeks. And now I've done this for 15 years, right? So, and I had to do that because, I wanted to provide for my family, and I wanted to get out of my parents' basement and live with my wife. time. So it's like, I needed to do a lot to provide that security I wanted to give to my family. And so that goal for me to create work for you guys have got the last 5 years of it. Before that, I owned a first aid company. I used to try first aid every weekend. I built 2 houses in those 50 years. So when we move out of my house, I built a title. We lived in one apartment, the other two. And that's like a 3,000 square foot building that I built from scratch. And then I built another house out of that, which is a bed and breakfast with my wife. It's a bed and breakfast. And that is also just a big project. So it's like, it was a big project after project after project with the kids and all of that, just to try to, plus all chasing the promotion and trying to get myself in a good place that I have to live, just like any career building. And the last, version of that site, on top of working my 40 hours, was creating content. For me, when I joined creating content, it was an opportunity to do the thing I love doing the most, that's happy the most, but it's a big part of my lifestyle, and to make it a business, so I can afford it, and so I can bring in a supplemental income because I need it. So it was, for the family, and then I reached to the end of that 15 years, and it was about last summer. It wasn't this August, it was August before. I crashed. I hit a wall, and I can't get out of it. It wasn't because I didn't like it, it was because I burnt out. And I burnt out after a long stretch outside of the work that I was doing. Aspects. And I remember having a conversation with my wife. I just like, what I mean? And it's like, what am I chasing? We've got the house. Kids are, teenagers now, which that was a big help for me. Having children in the house, that changes quite a bit. And for us, I think it's been positive. It just changes everything. Now I have volleyball tournaments and jiu-jitsu practice. And all the French program as well, so I'm in there with them. And I've always, the reason I feel so much is because I want to be involved in their lives. And their lives isn't that much the outdoor game. And at the same time, not because they don't like it, because they have friends that do independence. And all you kind of accumulate all of that and making content just kind of is the thing that I have to, because I can't stop my real job, my full-time job, right? So it was the thing that I could afford to stop and I could just have it and take care of myself, honestly. I've always said, the greatest gift I was given at birth was my energy. And when I lost that 2 hours ago, that was scary. I'm not particularly smart, I'm not particularly good at reading. I just figured that if I don't have that attribute that's carried me all the stage, it was worrisome. So I pulled back, and it's been an interesting kind of year and a half, 2 years. I still do, I kind of come out of retirement, if you will. I'll do a speaking gig here because I still love the community. I still do so many amazing people along the way. I'll do all these things, but for the first time in 6 years, I did 4 trips this year. And that was nice to go back and some of that as well. And now that I have teenagers, the filming became the third. It became the thing that was in the way, and I last everyone with the kids my relationship that we you know what I mean? So it was just an accumulation of things, and I went back, and it was definitely identity. There was a bit of an identity crisis where I had to kind of adjust because I've been doing so much for what I do and for my energy for work, the jobs constantly, having all these projects and having so that was an adjustment on a personal side. But I've adjusted really well to it. I'm not gonna lie. And I get to now I get to go back to play bowling like I've been doing this with a canoe, having to stage up. I'll film little 360 goal goals. But we're not talking about the right? And so it's just been fun to go back,
Just do something.
to just do stuff, and it didn't fit. It just didn't fit.
Man, I totally hear you. It's not about me, but a quick. We were doing it year round, year round, year round. We hit the end of, I don't know, we hit something like towards the summer of third year, and I edited about 9 months worth of videos just back, in audio and stuff. And I just went, like, I started to notice I was cutting corners, which is not me at all. And I went, I need a break. Like, I can't keep doing this. I'm not enjoying this part of it. Love having the interviews, but the work part is just killing me. So we started taking hiatuses. That's the win. It's, at least for now, that's the balance. A couple of months off. Okay, I'm recharged. I didn't video or anything, but we can go back to interviewing people and talking about things and stuff like that for about 10 months, and then I need a break again. So yeah, I totally get it eats you up. It just burns
Eats you up, and and I mean, you've got a few years on me. I'm assuming you've learned what I'm about to say already, which is kind of, I'm just looking towards 40 now. And, but I have been living at 40 since I'm 23 because I had kids.
Yep, I hear you.
But it's like one of the things I've come to realize is life comes in seasons and in chapters. And if you at least in my experience, if you can be attentive to that, when the seasons change and when the chapters turn, and that is organic. It doesn't feel like being ripped off in your head. It's just a nice change of pace. And for me, in terms of creating content, at least for now, it's just, I just felt the season change. And it is what it is. Like, a lot of people were concerned about with me at first. I'm like, I'm not really upset about it. I'm just, life brought me to the next chapter, which is the teenage years. My kids are being present in it, but that presence is so different. I used to literally just carry them with me where I went, all these trips. Now I've got to bring in friends. I've got to drive them around everywhere. I've got to be around in a different way. And as a father, and that has just changed the time that I have. The kids used to go to bed at 8 o'clock. I could work 8 to noon, 8 to midnight every night. That was my pattern for years. Yeah. For 5 years I did this. It was 8 to midnight. I work every day, never stop. And now they go to bed at 11:30 and I start editing at 11:30. It doesn't work anymore.
Yep. Nope, I know.
It's my number one advice I tell any. It's the number one thing I tell any new content creator out there that will reach out to me and they'll ask me for advice and questions. I love helping. Content creation is something I love doing. And I'm in it right now, but I love coaching and I love helping people. And it's the number one thing I tell any young kid is stay single, don't have kids, live in your parents' basement. The least overhead you can have, the more leverage you'll have to be able to build it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I do. I like having kids.
Oh, me too. I'm saying it's you need. I'm saying you got to see those. Like if you're 18, do that 18 to 25. It's hard. If it works out, great. If you're the one person that makes it, it's awesome. You can have it. But if you're trying to go full time in the situation that I was in, where I already had 2 kids, a job and a career and a house and a ton of responsibility, now you can't live on 25 grand a year. It just doesn't work. So, and in order to make the big money items that will allow you to give you that freedom to do that like full time, it's going to take years. It just takes time.
Yep.
So you got to build right. So it's a lot of the consumers of content don't see the business side of it, which is a good thing. I mean, it is what it is, but it's a big business at the back. And most people say, "Oh, I'm just doing it for fun." If you're spending 20 hours a week in your project, that's not just for fun anymore. It's because you see opportunities that you're hoping to get, and rightfully so. There's nothing wrong with chasing opportunities in the field. You absolutely don't.
Yeah, the one I also think just on that note of people don't sort of content consumers.
Yeah.
Also, if you're doing your job well as a content creator, that that makes it be that they don't spot.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
You don't make it look like a job.
Correct. Where for me, I've always been super open about the business side of things. Because when you get into this world, it's like there's the creation of it. That's awesome. But there's also the there's the creation of it. That's awesome. But there's also the business side of things. It's just a whole other business development, reaching out to brands, making partnerships, working in collaboration. Like it's a multifaceted thing. And nowadays, because everything is a one-man show, even in music and in art and everything, like, more and more people don't have publicists or don't have. It's a DIY thing where you do all of it. If you don't like every aspect of it, they'll always come short.
Yeah, great.
Like because that's and you'll come short in making it a viable financial. And you might not come short in all the other great things that are great. Just saying, if the goal is to make it your livelihood, it's a multifaceted activity. The folks that you see at the top that are doing this for a living, they've understood all of it and they've implemented all aspects of it.
Yeah, they've made a point of targeting what they're not so good at and figuring it out.
Get better at it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's been a crazy journey. It's nothing like it's been so awesome. I was saying in the talk there, like I said, like the talk was about literally little stories from the age of 9 until today, and all the little lessons I learned along the way. I was just saying, if you told a 12-year-old kid who used to cut out that nothing cooking for a catalog because he dreamed of being able to buy this sleeping bag or that canoe or that tent or whatever it is, that you told me back then, hey man, you'll be able to work with communities one day and get to try all of that, collaborate with them, work here with them, share your thoughts. I would have never believed that.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, and I'm not even I'm not a crazy artistic explorer either. I'm a weekend bird. Like, I go on 5 days. I would do some big, like I understand that high whitewater skills are high, so like it looks pretty big for those people. And I understand that I'm good at major camping, so I'll do 4 or 5 days high altitude. Like, I get that that's a bit higher than the regular level, but I'm also not a crazy Arctic explorer being chased down by polar bears and going through the sea ice where there's nobody out there. That's, I mean, it used to be once upon a time that talent were the ones that had the opportunity to do all the things I said with the brands and the collaborations and the trips and getting paid to do it. But nowadays, because you can tell your own story and people are interested enough to listen to it, those are all opportunities. And so it's cool. Like it's been such a cool life.
Yeah, and just as a side note, as we're probably going to wrap up the 2 presentations, I've heard from a number of people, and specifically I'll paraphrase, Brenton and Jason organized this show. We had them on back November-ish. They actually pointed out that, and because I've heard from a number of people, but they pointed out that they did a trip because you did a trip and you shared so much information and were honest about things and didn't hide where your site was, weren't cagey about things, that they felt totally cool going, I think we can do this. Knowing their skill level, knowing your skill level, and your honesty when you produce that sort of thing, I think that's awesome. Because a lot of people, well, I agree, but a lot of people that do it as I'm not saying everyone, I'm just saying that there are folks out there that do it as a living. They don't, they will share up to a point, right? Just because
it gets complicated.
It does, and I think that's one of the things that most people like, and certainly I like about watching your content is I never feel you're not sharing. Cool. There you go.
Well, thanks for having me on.
All right.
Thanks for telling that story, because so many people have been reaching out, asking. I figured I should just kind of explain it once in one place. And you know, I do want to say, I said it on the talk, I am so incredibly grateful for the people that joined me on the trip, that journey of content creation. If it wasn't for the audience, people participating, like watching and liking and sharing and commenting, none of this would have been a possibility. Like I find that extremely lucky. Like I've got to live, I've got to camp pro for a small portion of my life, and that's just the full appreciation that I is.
Yeah, it absolutely would. That's it for us today. I don't know how to do this. Pamela does it, so
We'll see you next time.
we will. Thanks, everybody.
Sure.